Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Baycourt Park Invitational presented by Crusader Disc Golf. In the booth today, we have the brothers. I'm Donnie Stout and of course next to me is my brother Eric. We got a real barn burner on our hands today, Eric. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a really fun time. I'm really excited to watch.
Playing today, who was invited to this, invitational, we have Eric Gartner, myself, and of course, Eric Stout. Got a 9-hole course. Can you talk a little bit more about it, Eric?
It's a 9-hole course, but we're going to play 18 holes, so we're going to play the shorts on the front 9, and then we're going to play the longs on the back 9. So you would expect scoring to be a little better on the front, a little worse on the back, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, with the introduction of cameras and strangers on the internet watching you, things can get a little nervy. So, without further ado, let's dive into hole 1. Hole 1 here, par 3, 200 feet on the nose. It is probably the simplest shot on the entire course. Just either straight at the basket or hyzer it on the right side. You just really don't want to be on the left side with those cedar trees or out into the road, which I guess is OB, but to be honest, if one of us gets out there, we have a problem. We decided Mr. Eric Gartner here would start off first.
He's pitching up a zone, little chip hyzer shot, and it's parked.
Yeah, that's honestly what you want on this hole. You really don't want anything else. You don't want to putt.
You don't want to putt on this. Anything more than a birdie feels bad.
Especially with the cameras and actually anyone who's watching this, I would suggest trying to do this yourself. It's weird when someone's behind you with a tripod and the phone recording you that the nerves just go up.
You parked that shot?
Yeah, I did pretty good, yeah.
So you're good there. And I'm going with the same disc as Eric's zone. A little straighter line. And it's pin high. Short putt. This is these baskets. The only thing about this park in particular that can be a little tricky is these single chain baskets. So you just want to keep everything right on the pole. Don't throw too hard or just gently putt into the baskets. But it can be a little greasy at times.
Eric, you have gotten the first birdie ever on Crusader Disc Golf. Woo!
Well, we all got
a birdie, so it's pretty good.
We start off with a star frame. I mean, you can't get much better than that. So this is hole 2, par 3, 286 feet. Basically, you just want to, if you're doing right-hand backhand, you want to just do a turnover shot, nothing too crazy. You just don't want to turn it over too much and be in the junk on the right-hand side because it gets really thick through there. There's also a fence down that way too, so you just want to avoid that area entirely and just keep it out the flat. Eric's, I believe, throwing a Valkyrie here. Didn't quite get enough turn on it and just kind of leaked over, sort of fading out left, kind of underneath a mature tree, but he shouldn't have too much issue from there.
It's not a bad shot, though. Out by the fire hydrant isn't too bad. I'm trying forehand here. We'll see how it goes. I got a little bit turned over, and I'm in the maple there. It's hard to tell, but I'm kind of over near where Eric was.
It punched through a little ways.
Yep.
Then I'm going F3 backhand turnover, but this is way too low. It's the grass just kind of skids out.
Yeah, you can even see the wet line in the grass right there. It's no skips out here today and this morning. Way too much water on the ground.
Very, very dewy. My feet were already waterlogged by the time we even started playing, so just playing in squishy wet shoes is pretty annoying, but deal with it. The weather was perfect other than that.
That's a good upshot. A little pinched off here. I got to go under the tree and somehow up that little berm too at the same time. I get there, but not as far as I'd want.
Not as close as you'd like, but still it should be a decent little putt opportunity for your par save. Eric's trying to decide what he wants to do. Looks like he's just going to chip up and take an easy par.
Doesn't matter because it's perfect. So.
Yep. For par.
Ugh.
Just a little off to the right side. Now you got a putt from the junk. So doesn't really matter how close you are there. That's an obstructed putt is not fun.
Yeah, but I want it back, especially because that double bogey's not
Yeah.
not a good thing to have on a 286-foot hole, but, you know,
Eric,
A lot
you
of-
tap in real quick. And
A lot of scoring options on this course, though.
that is true.
It's still rolling.
The putting and camera nerves definitely, I will admit, got to me on that one. So we'll see if I can clean it up for the rest of the round. But both the Erics drop in pars. On to hole 3, par 3, 244 feet. Essentially straight shot to the basket with a handful of mature trees in your way. Behind the basket is actually the dangerous part, because at about maybe 220, 210 feet, it drops down. So if you're anywhere behind the basket, you have a very steep hill that you got to make your way up.
Yep, if you leave it short, you're looking at a death putt.
For sure.
Looks like Eric might be going with some Warden. I'm not sure exactly. Probably a putter, and he gets it down to about pin high.
Yeah, it's a little to the right, but he'll have a good look at the basket.
And then I'm going with a rock 3, and I got this way too high into the tree. Left it way short.
I have my Infinite Disc Raw here, similar to a rock, and I do the opposite of both Eric's. Looks like one went to the right, middle, and I went to the way left.
Down in the ditch.
Yep.
So this is a long, just jump putt pitch with a zone, actually trying to get around the tree and just leave myself a little putt.
Yeah,
for
not
par.
bad.
And Donnie is essentially, well, pitching up for your par.
Yep, that's what I wanted after a double bogey. I don't want to have to putt.
Eric is a bid, but left it a little short. And this is for par.
Got it. One of the few baskets on the course with 2 chains.
Yeah, this one has double chains.
This one has double chains.
For whatever reason, this one has the 2 chains. I don't know. This is hole 4, par 3, 212 feet. This is probably the second easiest hole on the course. This is just a slight downhill hyzer shot. This is like really pretty straightforward, really basic, nothing in your way at all. Again, don't want to take a par or worse on this.
That looks like a envy, I think, from Eric. Does he have an envy?
Yes, and I think that was an envy.
Doesn't matter, because it's parked.
And I'm going with the same exact disc, actually.
And apparently the bugs are out this morning.
Yep.
And that looks great, too.
That's right there.
That's perfect.
Let's see.
Going with my tomb again, what I threw on the first hole.
See if you can get it too.
And, yeah. We all,
Can't tell if that's CTP or Eric. I think Eric might have you by a foot.
Eric's got me by a couple feet there, for sure.
This is looking like 2 out of 3 holes. We're looking at start frames. Good start for us.
Well, these are the holes where you gotta get your birdies.
Yeah, these are the more scoreable ones because this course doesn't get a ton tougher, but it definitely gets a little tougher. In fact, right here.
Yeah, hole 5, par 3, 236 feet. It's not a far hole, but it's an awkward hole. Essentially, the whole left side is a steep hill, and you have to somehow sneak it and nestle it into this little alcove here on the right side. Probably backhand turnover is your best shot, but I could maybe see a forehand getting through here. So you can see how kind of cut off it is here for Eric, how he has to throw a big ante in there.
Yeah, and he cuts it a little bit too much, so a little too turnover. I think that is the right play, though, because
he did get kicked out, too, into the fairway,
Yeah.
so that's good. What are you throwing here, Eric?
this is just an AVR, and I do something similar to Eric, just turn it over a little bit too much, and I'm just on the edge there. Nothing terrible, but definitely leaving it a bit short.
I try a different route. I try the forehand here with my harp.
A little flat.
Yeah, it actually flattens out for me.
Yeah.
And it's...
A little pinched.
Yeah, it's in that weird spot where there's about 6 trees in front of you.
Yeah, and it's kind of looking through a lot of junk here, too, and I obviously hit a lot of it. See if Eric can do any better. Just kind of right there at the pin, but
Yeah.
easy par.
I mean, he's got the par. We're no pros out here, so pars are quite okay with us.
Let's see if you can get through. No.
Yeah, I hit the last big boy.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
This is a long par putt for me.
I think you're outside of the circle
Yeah.
here.
If I'm stepping, if that's outside the circle, I'm stepping. So if I'm doing my little step,
Probably
He's
about
outside.
40 feet. Very
Yeah.
close. Ooh, man.
Cage down, just didn't give it quite enough oomph. And
Yep.
same with Donnie,
Same with me.
not quite enough commitment.
Yep.
So Eric's going to take the lone par, and Donnie and I will be tapping in our bogeys. Really, that's a feel-bad bogey.
Yeah, we're both not feeling good right now. On the course and in the booth.
I mean, I feel fine.
No, I feel fine. Oh, God.
All right, let's move on to hole 6. This is another 202-foot shot. This one is uphill though, and I don't even know if you can actually see the basket from the tee pad, which is really the only challenge, is you're just kind of throwing blind, but it is straight ahead from the tee pad. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. Eric doesn't like it. He left it off left, almost pin high, but I think it's outside the circle.
Yeah, that's probably a good 50 feet or so.
And I'm going with a big Z roach here, just trying to keep it right, nice and straight. Calling for it to
Two
go
calls
in.
for go-ins. Oh, that was...
And it is...
that was a spicy
basically
meatball
parked.
right there.
Yeah,
Whew.
that was
a good shot.
a good shot.
What am I throwing here? Oh, I'm throwing my Wombat. I love this disc, but not when I throw it into a tree. So that
right
sucks.
Side, yeah, there's a couple matures that you have to kind of like field goal through, I guess, on this one.
Just trying to get close to the
pitch.
basket here.
Sit down.
Yeah, I'd juice it a little bit.
A little juice.
Probably 25, maybe. I guess we'll see once we get to the next shot. Eric for a long
40.
birdie here, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Just a little wide right. He had it.
Yep.
There
That's good par.
Get a little bit of more of my putting confidence back there. Give the basket some love.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's what I mean about the baskets right there. Oh, I even get a no-mez?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean...
That's what I'm saying about the single chains is, it was perhaps a little right side, but it literally cut through the chains there. It robbed me of a stroke, but not thrilled.
You forcibly throw down your bar. Oh, and then I just creepily stare at the camera as we move on to hole 7.
Oh, Eric's going to tap in his par.
I think Eric putts with wizards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got one wizard that he putts with, and he also was holding an AVR there in his other hand, so
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just because I do the same thing where I like to hold 2 discs.
Oh,
but
for sure.
I think he only putts with the wizard.
Hole 7, par 3, 261 feet. It's a straight shot. You can either go a little left side or right side, essentially behind a handful of those trees that were in the center of the screen. The basket is hiding behind them, down the hill a little bit to the left. Sorry, the camera's a little wonky and crazy here. I wish we had a drone.
Maybe
Either
someday.
or. Yeah, maybe someday.
I think Eric's going with maybe a T-bird or a Raptor. Maybe a Raptor. That was a little bit of a flare, and he got a friendly roll too at the end.
Yeah, he's probably outside of the circle, maybe pushing 40 feet.
Might be circle's edge. We'll see when we get up there, but that was a good shot. I'm going with a Firebird, so similar. The Raptor, something more stable. And it's
You want to
coming
miss
in
that
hot.
cedar, which you do, and that might have
Wow, that got closer than I thought.
that
Dang.
might have glanced off the cage.
That was close, but should be a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, I hooked that a
flat
little
here.
too flat and way too far to the right. I
What-
get caught in those cedars.
What disc is that?
It's an Exodus. I gotta miss the garbage can and under the cedar trees and just get close. And bloop, bloop.
More cabbage.
Yep.
Yeah, he's inside the circle
Eric for birdie? Oh. You see, he wanted to throw it again. We all
wanted
do
to.
this. We all want to throw it again.
Yeah. We don't usually use minis or just throw the one single time. We're trying to be professional today, though, so we had to restrain ourselves a lot. Good putt.
Nice.
It squeaked in. I'll take it. I'm happy.
It is in.
It is in.
Don't want to miss this. This one has the double chains, thankfully, but yeah, it's
So both the Erics tie back up at -2, and I'm sitting at +1 so far.
This is hole 8, 256 feet, par 3. Again, this is going to be only a couple trees in the way, so it's going to be a hyzer shot, something very overstable, or you can go straight at it with something a little bit slower, perhaps a putter or a mid. But you just don't want to go long because it does go downhill quite a bit, and there's a down tree back there that you don't want to get behind. So I'm going to go straight at it with a streamlined drift, I believe is what I'm throwing here. Yeah.
It's looking good off the tee.
And I juiced it.
Yeah,
I absolutely juiced it. I did not account for the actual feet at all.
Do you know what Eric's throwing here?
I think an FD? No, I don't know what that is.
He misses the tree, which is good, and
He's
a
up there
little
for a
long,
putt.
but that's not bad. He's probably circle's edge. I'm going wombat again, just straight at it. And I wanted that to flip up a little bit more. Yeah.
Circle, just outside the circle, it looks like.
A long bid.
That was a pretty good bid. But now you get a little comebacker.
Yeah. I like that spin putt, but sometimes if you miss, oh boy, you're putting back at 20, 25 feet.
Keeping it high, but not enough juice on that.
Yep. But you'll put in your par pretty easy there. Eric for birdie here, just inside, I believe.
Yeah. Good. That's
Nails
a very
it.
good putt.
It's a good putt.
Confident putt. Love to see it.
To follow that up, you have a bad putt.
Yeah, just right side.
Right side chains. Not too happy about that, but I drop in my bogey. Give the basket a tap, and Eric puts in his par.
So this
Last
is
hole, hole 9, par 3, 173. Probably the only really, I guess if you want to call it, woodsy hole on the course. And also to the left, right there, is a large tree branch that came down probably about the week before, and it hasn't been cleaned up yet. But you just got to throw a right-hand, backhand, crazy hyzer, and hopefully skip up somewhere near the basket, or you could try to sneak through the trees.
Eric's
there
going
on
with the
left.
alternate route here.
Yep.
And hits second available, I think.
Yeah.
So that's...
It's not what you want to see, but...
And no, he's going to have a tough second shot. He's basically just teeing off again.
Eric
Oh my goodness.
And a big thank you to Bailey, of course,
Yeah.
for filming, but you almost killed her.
Thought I was going to hit her in the head. Fortunately, she's fine, but that was a crazy flare. Oh, you tried that inside gap too.
I tried. At least I bumped left. Eric,
Yeah.
unfortunately, is in a little cabbage, and he's able to get through and get up. So the basket you see right there to the right, that was 8's basket.
Yeah, that's not the basket. Right.
You'll see the basket here, hopefully, as I get relatively close. And
Oh, a
I
little
do
bit.
get relatively close. And it kind of nestles safely behind that tree.
Yep, nestled safely into the tree. So Eric trying to save par from circle 2.
Yeah, that's a tough bid.
Taking a bogey.
Yep, he'll take the bogey. Fortunately, that's not.
And then
how
me
you
for
wanna
my
finish.
birdie. From just inside. And I airballed it.
Yeah, and you even yell out, "It's terrible."
It was terrible.
But you know what? Just one terrible shot after another.
We're having some putting woes thus far.
Putt much?
Yeah,
We're all
obviously
laughing at ourselves.
Yeah,
'cause we can't putt.
don't want to finish off with 2 bogeys, but is what it is. All right, folks, there you have it. The front 9 of the Baycourt Invitational. We have both Eric Stout and Eric Gardner at -2, and myself at a +3. So that was pretty fun, interesting. Bunch of
fun.
beginners just going at it.
Would like to have gotten a few more birdies, I think, on the
Yep.
front, but there's still a lot of attackable holes on the back 9, so we'll see if we can collect some more birdies there.
If you folks like this kind of content, please let us know in some way, shape, or form. A comment would be preferred. A like, what am I talking about? Maybe a like, try that. Subscribe, do all the other socials, check out the Instagram. Until next time, folks, we'll see you here at Crusader Disc Golf. Bye-bye. See you at the back 9.